Good evening. Coming up in Mello TV Evening News, groups stage protests in Kingston calling for greater morality amongst Jamaicans. Local government minister announces plans to tackle vending issues. And Auditor General's Department and Financial Investigations Division join forces to combat financial crimes. And now the news in detail. A group of individuals protested today at the Emancipation Park in St. Andrew against increased societal sexual immorality. One supporter who gave his name as Joseph Buckland said part of the outrage comes in light of a global push to have sexual identity and alternate sexual practices shared in schools.
There is an agreement called the ACP-EU Treaty, which was scheduled to be signed in June, but I hear that it has been postponed, that it would require that if trade continue between the European Union and Jamaica, that the government agrees to teach comprehensive sexuality education, which would require that children as young as 5 years old learn how to have sex and how to negotiate for sex, that they be provided with condoms, and that they would have the right to have sex without parental consent, that they should choose their own gender identity, different from their biological sex, and that they should accept other kinds of sexual expressions different from the normal.
One parent expressed concern for future of young generation.
2 sons, and I plan to have grandchildren, and this same-sex marriage thing and these transgender, that is not God's plan. It was told in the Bible that it was a sin. That's why God burnt down Sodom and Gomorrah, because it is a sin. But people tend to forget about what had happened in the Bible and the fame and to get quick cash and everything, so they turn their back on what is truly of God.
The group argues that in an attempt to establish further sexual liberties, their freedom of expression and religious rights will be compromised, citing intimidation from a local police officer during their protest. The group says it is encouraging other persons to join them in their protest, as they will be present Mondays to Fridays from 7 a.m. to 12 noon. In a recent operation led by the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Unit, CTOC, a businesswoman and another individual have been charged following the seizure of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. 31-year-old businesswoman Kimone Williams, also known as Mampy, and 34-year-old Damon Young, known as Puppy and Cuz, were arrested in Portmore Villa, Gregory Park, St. Catherine. The weapon, a Smith & Wesson Springfield pistol with a magazine containing 15 9mm rounds, were discovered during a thorough search of the premises. In other news this evening, Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, has unveiled a comprehensive plan to address the pervasive issue of vending across the country. Speaking in Parliament, the minister highlighted some of the concerns.
It is a problem. It is a law and order issue, Madam Speaker. I had a meeting today with the Mayor of Kingston and the head of the National Solid Waste Management Authority in regards to the issues in downtown Kingston. I will say, Madam Speaker, that we will shortly be making some announcements as to the approach that we are going to be taking. We are going to, Madam Speaker, look at the issues of vending in our major town centers across the country. Kingston and St. Andrew, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, and Montego Bay, Madam Speaker. We are going to make the effort to tackle these problems, Madam Speaker.
Recognizing the need for collaboration, Minister McKenzie emphasized the crucial role of the private sector in finding solutions to the challenges associated with vending.
It cannot be done by government alone, Madam Speaker. And we're going to be inviting the private sector, businesses, because, Madam Speaker, some of the problems that we are seeing in downtown Kingston is where business establishment, after the garbage is collected, in the wee hours of the morning, they have persons who go and take out the garbage and dump it. So when people come in the morning, there's the appearance as if nothing was done, Madam Speaker. I am not saying that everything is where we want it to be, Madam Speaker. But the truth must be told, Madam Speaker. The country must recognize that it is everybody's game. It is not just government alone, Madam Speaker.
Minister Mackenzie says the local government ministry is in the process of assessing the state of markets and devising strategies to enhance their user-friendliness for vendors. Conceding to the need for further support from the government, the minister also used the opportunity to express disapproval of those who fail to take care of the facilities available to them. The Auditor General's Department and the Financial Investigations Division have signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen their collective response against financial crimes, including fraud and money laundering. The MOU, signed by Auditor General Pamela Monroe-Ellis and FID's Chief Technical Director Selvin Hay, emphasized strategic information sharing as a crucial aspect. Under the agreement, the FID will provide enhanced notice to the Auditor General's Department regarding impending criminal investigations related to public bodies or officials involved in financial crimes. In return, the Auditor General's Department will offer technical assistance to the FID, aiding in data analysis and enforcement activities. The collaboration marks a significant step towards enhanced cooperation in combating financial crimes in Jamaica. White Diamond Hotel and Resorts Limited has been ordered by the Supreme Court to pay $5.7 million with interest to former employer Jamila Stoddart, who suffered serious injuries from a slipping and fall accident on the kitchen floor. Ms. Stoddart, a waitress at the hotel, filed a lawsuit claiming negligence and breach of statutory duty. The court ruled in her favor, stating that the hotel failed to display a warning sign for slippery floor and negligent to place a mat to absorb the water. Stoddart was awarded damages for pain and suffering, loss of earnings, special damages, and psychiatric damages. And those are the stories making the news this evening. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News. I'm Nicole Hales. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.